welcome back to Emily Cat 176. I've had to film this in a different spot today because Donald is wide awake and he's already attacked my phone a few times. So yes, I'm doing this in a different spot today. So it's Friday. Yay, end of the week. Yes, wonderful. And I'm going to be talking about books today, because I kept my promise not to buy any new books in August. Yes, August, because we're in September now. And I did go into bookshops a few times and I didn't buy anything. But what I have got, I've got on my Kindle, I've got a NetGalley book. Now, I was hoping to have this finished. That's it. I was hoping to have this finished at the end of this week, but it's been a very, very busy week, and as I said, I've moved. I'm house sitting again. It's a little bit more of the house, but I've got permission from the owners, and I always make sure I'm in a spot where you can't actually recognise where the house is. So I've got that one. This one, you can see I've started it. This was given to me by a friend who thought I might be interested in reading this. And it is interesting. He, Edmund de Waal, I think is how you pronounce his name. He works in ceramics. He's a potter, I think. And the hair with the amber eyes, it's all about these little figures he inherits from his great uncle who lived and died in Japan. And he's going to go through the history of it. I've only read a little bit, but that looks interesting. And I've got to get that one read as well so I can give it back to my friend. And then I got two books that, of course, I don't own them, and once I read them, they will be going back. This one looked interesting. Shelley Burr, I'd never heard of. I looked her up. She is an Australian author. 3 People Dead, A Town in Shreds, Ripper. So that looks interesting, because as you know, I like crime. Yeah, that's good. That 3 innocent people died, that the last stop on the Rainier Ripper's trail of death 17 years ago was her innocuous little tea shop. So that looks interesting. And then I borrowed, because it did look interesting, another Clive Cussler book. Now, I borrowed this assuming that Boyd Morrison is the one that actually wrote it. These books, I mean, it's pure escapism. It's, you know, and the world's #1 adventure writer. I don't think Clive Cussler, as I've said, I've done posts about it. He didn't write it, this Boyd Morrison did. And I thought I'd give it a go. Give it a go. I've read a couple of chapters and I have to admit it's not that interesting. Yeah, I'm not that, I don't know. Yeah, I read up to about chapter 6 or 7. No, more than that. Yeah. So this one will be going back on Tuesday. I'm not even going to finish this one. As I said, I have read Clive Cussler books before, and as I said, they're not great works of literature. They're not meant to be. They're just pure adventure, and I liked the ones I read. But this one, as I said, I think Boyd Morrison wrote it, and yeah, I just don't think it was that interesting. Oh, can you see him? There's Donald. He's going to go to sleep. See, he's there. He's there. Can you see him? Yes, he's on one of the couches. He's going to go to sleep. There you go. I could have filmed, but I'm normally sitting, as you can see, on the table, because as I said, I am choosing spots. that are sort of generic. You know, you don't know where the house is. I will say I'm right opposite a beach, and the wind this morning has been, oh my goodness, I actually felt the house shake at one stage. It was that strong. And apparently we're having rain. I'm actually going out and seeing a show today, and I've got a broken umbrella. so I've got to go down and buy another umbrella because it's going to rain, apparently. Hopefully it won't until I go see my show and do whatever and come back, because that's what I'm hoping anyway. So this week things have sort of settled down a little bit. I have to admit September is looking like a very busy month for me, so I don't know how much reading I will do. But I think I think the NetGalley one I've got until early November. So I think what I will have to do, so I can give this back to my friend. She didn't say she needed it back for at a particular time, but I don't like hanging on to books that aren't mine. So I think this one will be the next one. I've got to finish this one. And it's, as I said, it's going to go through the history of where these figures have come from, because it's interesting too, because the family, his great uncle came from the Netherlands, and they were a Jewish family, but he ended up, and hopefully he will explain how, he lived in Japan for many years. And I looked at it and I sort of thought, well, how does someone from the Netherlands get to Japan? So I am hoping that he will also explain that. He's English, Edmund de Waal. See, there's a picture of them, some of them. I think there's over 100. Iggy, yes. Oh no, 264 Japanese wood and ivory carvings, none of them bigger than a matchbox. It was his great uncle Iggy's collection. It's called the Netsuke or Netsuki. Netsuki maybe, being Japanese. Yeah, so this looks interesting. And I didn't actually ask my friend for this. She just suggested, she talked about it and she said, this is the book. And I do like exhibitions. I am seeing an exhibition this month at a gallery. That's one of the things I'm going to. So this looks very interesting. And as I said, I will read it. Of course, I planned to read some last night, but my wonderful football team was playing and Geelong, we won. We're in the preliminary finals, so that's good. So of course I had to watch that, didn't I? Because I love footy. So that's it. And I realise I say so a lot. So I'm going to try not to do that as much. But so there, I nearly said it then. These are the books I've got. As I said, the Cussler one will go back on Tuesday. I don't know. I just saw it and the back looked interesting. I thought, oh, I'll give it a read. But yeah, I think I got up to. What did I get up to? No, it was more than that. I think I got up to 11. Yes, 11, and I just didn't like it. It was sort of all over the place. It's in Indonesia, then it's Australia, and then it's somewhere else, and there's terrorists and whatever. I didn't like it as much so as the other one I read, because, you know, as I said, in his actual genre, Clive Cussler, he was a good author, and he was a very popular author. And sometimes you just want to escape and read and be taken to another world, and that's it. So that one will go back, and then I said I'll try and get this one read this week, and then I can have. No, I might try and read the NetGalley one next. So it's this one, NetGalley. I'm going into the CBD tomorrow, so I can read that on the train. And then this one, because the Clive Cussler and the Shelley Burr ones, as I said, I can take them back any time, because that's where I got them from. So yeah, that's the books I've got. I still haven't bought any books. I have been tempted, I admit I have been tempted. There's some good stuff coming out. The Richard Osman, his latest book, I'm going to see if I can borrow that from the library. And if I've got to go on a waiting list, well, I've got 3 books to keep me going, haven't I? So that is Friday. No, you can't see him now. Oh, he's fast asleep. He's a gorgeous boy, but he just loves his camera. And he loves knocking it off the thing. So anyway, enjoy your weekend, and I will be back on Monday. Bye.